respected dignitaries, faculty members, delegates, and dear students. It's great to see all of you and the young energy here today. I'm sure you're eager to get the committee started. As my sister, who is also a MUNer, would say, you do not want to get in between a group of MUNers and their committees. So I'm going to touch upon 2 quick points and leave you to it. The first would be the story of an interesting interaction I've had, and the second, an overview of my time working with the UN. While at Oxford, as a member of the Global Leadership Initiative, I had the opportunity to interact with Charmaine Love, the founder of B Corp certification. Now, those of you who have an interest in sustainability would know B Corp as one of the premier sustainability certification organizations in the world. When I met her, Charmaine wore a t-shirt that said, "Accountants will save the world." An accountant? If it is anything like the character Kevin from Dunder Mifflin in the popular show The Office, not the most superhero profession one would expect to think of in the world, right? Now, when I inquired about the t-shirt, Charmaine mentioned the 2013 United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio, where this theme was heavily discussed. I was given the example of a food company that was encouraging employees to support and volunteer with victims of natural disasters, as well as make more conscious choices within the organization. Now, the employees were eager to participate and the company earned further goodwill, but there were 2 big problems here. The first, there was no way to capture this value creation in financial reports. And the second, there were no clear metrics to effectively communicate the value add with the shareholders. This is where our role, our conscious role, in fact, as commerce, business, and finance students plays out. Modifying value creation to account for returns on financial as well as social capital with clear metrics can be a game changer in how the world functions, as well as in its ability to tackle the various challenges faced today. International organizations such as the UN have been looking to optimize this potential and mobilize capital to solve large-scale problems. Money indeed has a quintessential role to play in the future of the world. The 2008 book and later documentary, in fact, one of my favorite documentaries, The Ascent of Money by former Harvard professor Niall Ferguson, outlines how much of the world history has been defined by money. From the Medici family pioneering Renaissance with their wealth, to the Rothschilds' potential to determine outcomes of wars in the early 19th century, the role of money in how the world evolves is critical. Even more so today, given the 2018 Global Justice Now study shows that more than 2/3 of the richest entities in the world are corporations and not governments. This further links the world of business to the work of UN, especially for pursuits such as the clarion call in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Now, coming to the second part, which is about my time at the UN, where I was research assistant with the UN ECOSOC in Bangkok. We were called ESCAP, which stands for Economic and Social Council for Asia Pacific. And being in the Asia Pacific headquarters gave me access to many conferences conducted there, while being in Bangkok, access to good Thai food was always a plus. My research was under the Trade, Investment, and Innovation Division in the field of gender lens investing. For those of you who are not familiar with gender lens investing, simply put, it is investment that analyzes gender dynamics of companies at various points, such as gender pay disparity, how different genders compare in moving up the corporate ladder, as well as percentage of women on boards, etc. I came to know the opportunity through a portal called Inspira, which streamlines all available roles at the UN. And I had about 2 rounds of interviews, and I'd taken a couple of mock interviews, which helped a lot. So one of the mock interviews I took was with a school senior of mine from back in Thrissur, Kerala, who currently works with the World Bank. And another one was with a dear friend from Christ, who currently works with the UN ODC headquarters in Vienna, which is the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. My supervisor at UN was Mame Agiben from Ghana, who was also from the London School of Economics. So that's one point that we connected over. And I was quite excited to work with a diverse team of 13 members from 10 different countries. Mame guided me closely with my research work, which eventually went into a handbook on gender lens investing. My role was travel limited, which I wasn't the happiest about. And but a lot of my other fellow research assistants had intense travel to do, which seemed quite exciting. I would use data gathered by my superiors from various countries to process information and draw inferences. Once the research was complete, the team organized a conference with representatives from 5 Southeast Asian nations to convey the need for and best practices in gender lens investing for them to go back to their respective home countries and promote the same. It was quite insightful to see the amount of knowledge transfer happening among nations at that conference. These experiences have led me to understand the importance of perspective building for decision outcomes in such an interconnected world. To move away from the conforming information that algorithms these days feed you and understand more of the world, especially seeking out views that are different from yours to form fully rounded opinions. While at Oxford, one of my favorite modules was called Global Rules of the Game. Now, this module aimed to outline the ripple effect, sometimes butterfly effect, and interlinking of state to other states as well as businesses. The module aimed to build your muscle to proactively think of the holistic implications of government decisions for business and beyond. As MUN delegates, you've taken an important step in this perspective building by contemplating world challenges to be pragmatic and hopeful instead of blindly optimistic about the potential of the world. May you all go on to become effective leaders that the world today needs and deserves. Once again, thank you to Rishikesh sir and the entire Department of Commerce for having me. It's always a great feeling to be back at Christ. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you so much.